Church, I began my second term as your bishop a few days ago. Thank you for your trust in me. Thank you even more for your willingness to partner with one another for the work of the kingdom of God. I'm excited for what's unfolding, but that does not mean that it's easy. The church that you help create and sustain is needed now more than ever as our national support network unravels and many of us and our neighbors feel less seen and less safe. Despite what is sometimes offered in the national conversation, the way of Jesus is a way of healing, a way of grace and dignity, a way of justice and courageous love, even when that's hard, especially when that's hard. Christ's self-offering took him to the cross for the sake of love. So as I turn and face the next term of my ministry with you, I know that these next 6 years may call upon us as people of faith in ways we haven't been called upon before. We will likely be called upon to love our neighbors as ourselves in ways that require more sacrifice, to pray more deeply and more vulnerably than we have ever imagined, to tell the story of God's grace in our lives with more vulnerability and authenticity, and to really risk for the sake of peace and wholeness and shalom. In ways that are large and small, I suspect we will be called upon to be God's people. Imago Dei is an ancient term which rises out of Genesis and reminds us that we are all made in the image of God, all worthy and deserving of dignity and respect. In these past few years, we've been clarifying the work of the bishop's office. We've supported you as you've preached a gospel of grace, accompanied your neighbors in need, thickened authentic relationships with one another, and prayed for one another and the world. We've been building new and stronger connections with our ecumenical and interfaith neighbors and friends, and that is amazing and powerful. I love the Pacific Northwest, and I've traveled and visited in person almost 85% of our congregations in the Oregon Synod. And doing this, I've learned a lot about what you're up to and the ways in which your ministry is distinct and unique to your place and your context. And that's a very good thing. As Paul says in his letter to the people of the way in Corinth, there are a variety of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but in all of them and everyone, it is the same God at work. Church, I am so grateful to serve a bold and creative and diverse synod. Oregon is glorious in its geographical diversity, and similarly, every one of your ministries shines with inherent and unique gifts. Every one of your ministries is needed at the table of Christ's welcome. Let's continue to be that community of Christ's inclusion, justice, and love. And let's continue to be connected. That is, after all, what synod means. So for that purpose, we in the Office of the Bishop have been working hard, strengthening our infrastructure, clarifying our priorities, examining our resources, and readying ourselves to accompany you more fully as together we seek to love and serve God's beautiful and broken world. We are interconnected and independent. We're strong and flexible. We are ancient and yet living and budding and new. So let's be one. Let's be one body. Let's be one body for the sake of life, saints of the Oregon Synod, and together, let's be stewards of the mysteries of God entrusted through Christ with both holding the pain of the world and joining in the dance of hope. We will not be perfect and we will make mistakes, but for the sake of the life of that world, let's do what Martin Luther supposedly once said. As we walk that way of Christ, let's sin boldly, but believe more boldly. In the next few weeks, you'll hear more about how we are reorganizing ourselves in the bishop's office to better walk the way of Christ with all of you. Please watch your inbox for more specifics and more emails from us. I'm eager to share more about how connection, compassion, and courageous love will be central to our journey in these next 6 years. We are so needed, church. And we will be doing all of that in the name of that revolutionary Palestinian peasant from a nowhere town called Nazareth named Jesus. Blessings.